more people that are sick and want to take control over their own health. Now, okay, it started off with me, but, when you do something that's good, other people, good people, gravitate towards it. And what I found is that I became surrounded by wonderful people much more smarter than myself, contributing, putting in their time to help educate people, putting in the time to give suggestions on how things can be improved. And what are we now? We're 12, 15 years down the track. That's not the official launch date of Spooky. It started much earlier than the 8 years that we formally say, but it started way before then. Where what we have is something very amazing, which has been spawned from the goodness of thousands, literally thousands of people's hearts. What I have realized is many of the people that have helped Spooky grow are people that have themselves suffered terrible catastrophes in their lives, or even they've got a disease in their body and they're wanting a solution. But they're the kind of people that want to share successes and say they might find that a certain type of process will eliminate their disease, and they want to share it. They don't want to hide it under a bushel. And so with all the protocols, the health protocols, and the equipment that Spooky has and makes and has developed, that's come, I'd say, pretty much purely through the goodness of their hearts. Now, it all started in a little country called New Zealand, which is just off the east coast of Australia, southeast coast of Australia. Not many people know where New Zealand is. But even the small country of New Zealand was quite opposed to this small little startup company, unimportant, but still providing some people with hope that there is something that maybe they can do rather than just go into a corner and quietly die. And so I was put under pressure, too much pressure, really. And I decided, well, I'll go to a country which is more free. Now, most people would think a free country will be a Western country, but I decided to go to not Australia, but that is quite a beautiful country. But I moved to China. Of course, in news reports, China's a terrible, terrible country with these sweatshops of little children on sewing machines. It might have been maybe 50, 60 years ago, but China's provided me with the freedom to further develop our machines and grow the company.
I love, John, that you said all of this has been created from the goodness of others. You're one of many. So talk us through, somebody now wants to have a Spooky 2, a Rife product for themselves. How do we go about getting it and then applying it for ourselves?
Well, we make the products in China. Just for the benefit of our viewers who do listen too much to news which goes around of how terrible China is, when I go to our office in the morning and I say hi to the girls and the two guys, they say good morning, and about 10 of them will say, I love you, and they do. It's a very loving company. I guess this comes back again to you attract people that are like, and I don't like to work in a company. I like to do things with friends that are highly productive and loving, and in a loving environment. And yes, it is. I think it is work, but it's not, because how can work be something that is a true passion? And so these girls say, "I love you," and I love you back, and I get hugs and everything. It's a beautiful place. It's very warm. If it felt like a company, if we had board meetings and all of those sorts of nonsense, I just wouldn't do it. I just would not do it. I believe you've got to follow your heart. You've got to do what you are destined to do and do your best. With that slight distraction, we'll get back to where you get your products from. You get your products from our company. We ship directly from our company. We put great importance on keeping things affordable. There are other companies that sell, they call them rife machines, which is arguable, but it doesn't really matter if it does the job. But they have middle people that take their cut, and the price goes up, and even their own price, their profit margins are incredibly high. But one of our visions is to provide a rife style machine for every home. And to do that, you can't charge high prices. You just can't. We can sell our products for 5 times our current price to match our competitors, if you call them competitors, with the same kind of pricing. And we'd be rich. But it's really not what we do. It's not what we're about. I didn't start out doing what I do for money. So if I'm happy riding my 3 bicycles, and that's it. I've got my enjoyment, and it's important to enjoy your life. So to buy products, you buy products straight from the company. If you go to the website spooky2.com, you'll see that's our Launchpad website. Everything's there. From spooky2.com, you can wade through some information, a bit of history about Royal Rife. What we are doing now would have been impossible if Royal Rife hadn't made his important discoveries. So we have to, we believe, give credit to the man who started it all. And we've got our sales site, which you can go from there, which is spooky2-mall.com or mal.com, I guess you'd say it in America. It's the sales site, and then you can go on there and get lost in all the products that we make, because we make a lot now. You might have seen, but we don't rest on our laurels. Remember, our mission is to eliminate needless suffering, and different diseases need different kinds of approaches. So some diseases are best suited for plasma, some for contact type style treatment. There's scalar, which is absolutely amazing. And there's so many different modalities. One is specifically for joint pains, our Pulse DMF series. We do a lot. We've got 3 different brands as well. We've got Hiwi, Mirrormate, and Spooky. Each brand has got different kind of roles. But we are very, very active, very active. We never sit back and think, right, our work's done. There's nothing else to do. We get. I'll give you an idea of how we work. We have a Facebook group, Spooky to Rife for Life. We've got several Facebooks, but this is our groups, but this is our largest one. We've got something like 50,000 people there. These people are very active. They give advice to each other on what worked for them the best, different kinds of protocols or different machines. And they also come up with ideas. Collectively, 50,000 people, if you put them all together, you get absolutely amazing ideas. And we use these ideas within the equipment that we make, to improve and refine what we currently have. So we never sit still.
John, we're seeing a very common theme these days when we're going back to the 20s and 30s and finding these geniuses and finding out that they had a lot more than we ever knew. You are the leading edge of that today, and you've told us a whole lot about what you're doing, but there is a mountain of things, I think, beyond that, and we're going to invite everybody to go to the spooky2.
Spooky2.com, and I want to just say spooky2, the 2 is the number 2,
right, not
written out, so it's SPOOKY, and then the number 2,
then a dash,
.com.
Oh, .com, okay.
That's for the website.
Right.
And then you have another website for all the products, which is spooky2 with a hyphen and then mall, MALL.com. I love that you began with the vision to end suffering on the planet. Lee and I believe this is our birthright to be here in full health and vibrancy, to end suffering. And you have all these things that give hope. If you're out there and you have a situation where you cannot find the answer, there is hope. That we always believe that there is hope no matter what you're facing. So I encourage everyone to go and have a look at what things there are available. So John, I don't want to leave, but is there any final words that you want to share with our community?
I guess I think the final word I'd like to say is something which I strongly believe in and have applied from the very beginning of my I've done too much talking, beginning of Spooky. That's to pass love forwards. Help other people that need help. These other people can be friends or family, or they could be strangers. They can even be your enemies. But pass love forwards, and wonderful things happen. Things happen to the people that you're helping. But that goodness is reflected back onto yourself. And you can find yourself suddenly having good luck. And where did this all start? Well, it came with blindly passing love forwards, blindly helping people that need your help. So just do it. Don't, by blindly, I mean do it without asking for anything back. Do it even for people that you don't really know the background of, but you recognize they need help. They've stumbled in their lives. Give them the and help them raise themselves up to stand again. Just pass this love forwards, and good things happen.
Oh,
what a beautiful quote. Pass love forward and good things will happen. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for inviting me to your show. It's been a pleasure to be here today.
Wonderful. Well, we are out of time, so we're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we'll see you back here for the Circle of 12.
Be Wednesday, January 25. Every Wednesday, for those of you who don't know, we're here. Monica and I with special guests, questions and answers, and meditations, discussions, and channeling.
Now, many of you are watching this from the live stream link that you got in your email, but there's some of you, only a few, I'm sure, some of you don't know you have this amazing portal that comes with your membership. It's a great place just for you. And within that, you're going to find many, many episodes. One of the favourite ones of Lee and I was the 100th episode on Healing Wednesday. It was, for us, a really big deal getting to 100. And that's where Lee was actually the guest on the program. And he was able to talk about his experience with Kryon. But did you know there was more to the story? I have shown this a few other times, but I'm going to give it a rest for the next month, but I want you to see the benefits of the portal. Lee continues giving great stories about his beginnings. Now, one of those is called Lee's First Time on TV. It's in the extras of your portal. So maybe it's time to go and review what you get as a member, because there's so much available for you. There's special shows, special music, and one of my favourite sections is the miracle moments, but I'm going to talk about that later. Now, some of you are asking, well, how do I get to the portal? I want to go there. We did this last month and I'm going to do it again just so that those who really don't know how to do it can find it, because it really is very easy. First step of 3, go to cryonmasters.com. Here's what that page looks like for this month. Now, sometimes we change the landing page, but what stays the same always is what you're going to do for step 2. In the upper right-hand corner, it says member login. So if you're a Healing Wednesday member, that's what you need to look for. Member login, click on that. See the arrow that we're showing you there? Click on membership login. And then here's the page that's going to appear. Step 3, enter in the details you received when you signed up. And then you click login. It's as simple as that. Voila, there is your portal. And spend some time looking around. It's very intuitive. It's been created by our amazing dream team with Solopreneur. And I can't thank the girls enough for all the hard work they did to do it. You will love it. And wasn't that easy?
Well, if you haven't before, consider joining in the live chat area on Wednesday nights. That's for those of you who are just listening to the replays. I know you do that probably because it's not convenient for Wednesday nights, but if you do, you find just a whole lot of love there and lots of people having fun. I also wanted to tell you all that if you wish to join us up to 15 minutes before the show starts, our studio gives you early video and sound so you can work out any internet issues actually before the show starts. Now, I see the frustration because I look at the log chats of those trying to make the sound work and getting help from the chat angels and all and support, even while the interviews are happening. Why be late to try to solve those things when you can come early and simply, be a little early, try it out? That's why I did it. It's for all of you, and usually the chat help is there to help you at that time. So, and we do this so the streaming experience will be without hassles, or as many hassles. But remember, if there are any unsolvable technical issues in streaming, sometimes there are, there's a perfect replay right after the program.
Now, I'd like to move into the question and answers part of the program. You can submit your question within the portal. You can also go to cryonmasters.com/questions. The guidelines are super easy. Ask a question you think others may benefit from. Keep them short and concise. And finally, Leah and I are not therapists. We only can give you the information that we've received from Kryon. Question from Heather. Heather is in New Mexico in the US. And Heather says, Kryon has talked about releasing fears and blocks that no longer serve us. There is one that I can't seem to remove. It feels like it's blocking manifestation of abundance and keeping me from living my best life. And here is the block. Be careful what you wish for. So I'm asking for any advice that you may have to remove or work around this block.
Well, Heather, I think we have all heard that phrase. I can tell why you'd like to get rid of it, because that didn't come from a benevolent spiritual knowledge base. That phrase is something people say, even though they have no idea what we teach or how any of this might actually work. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that statement itself is incorrect. That helps you to know that you can get rid of it. It comes from a fear-based consciousness. Be careful what you wish for. It's a warning, isn't it? It's not a kind premise. That statement means that you might be in trouble if you wished for the wrong thing, or worse, that you wish for something stupid and you'll pay the price. We don't teach that. I'd love you to write that phrase down on a piece of paper and burn it. And that's what you asked for. How do we get rid of these things? That's one of the things we do. In other words, that statement does not belong to you. We teach that we can create benevolent things. There's not things to be careful of or to worry about. We teach this or something better for me is the way we approach it. All manifestations, this or something better for me. Spirit will not give you a snake when you ask for an apple. Spirit loves you, and you will be given things that bless your life. Occasionally, you'll be taken through things that are difficult, but they're always resolved, and the reasoning for it is then very apparent later. I think we have all had things happen that helped us to move from like A to B when we weren't ready for them. Then later we realized what a blessing it was and how much we received and how much love we got from it. The best way to solve this fear is to claim the opposite. Dear Spirit, bring me the things that will benefit my life and will represent the love that I have for you. Dear Spirit, I'm ready for that which I do not expect, but that I will never fear. I won't fear them, since they are created with a partnership I have with a loving God and my very soul. Dear Spirit, I know that everything I manifest will be covered in love and appropriateness, and I will never have to be careful what I wish for. For I have a partner in God who loves me beyond anything I could know.
I love that answer, Lee, and I want to add my own version of maybe reframing that, be careful what you wish for. And like, this is my fun part coming out, where I want to say, be outrageous in what you wish for. I mean, why not? Why not? Why not be so completely outrageous in what you wish for and treat it like a fun game? What is going to come my way? I love that. So now I'd like to take another question. This is from Lisa, and Lisa is in Missouri in the US. Lisa says, when Kryon refers to the listeners as old soul or light worker, I often find myself wondering if these titles are for just a few people like me who tune into the messages like these. Or is every person on the planet also considered an old soul or light worker and they just don't know it yet? If everyone is an old soul, then will everyone eventually wake up and realize it? My family is amazing, but I'm waiting for them to stop looking at me so strangely. Laugh out loud.
Hi, Lisa. I've answered this question before, but I want to update it now so that you have a better understanding of what Kryon's information actually is and some of the newer energies that we're actually experiencing right now on the planet. Our many lifetimes on Earth are like some kind of karmic school for our souls. The more lifetimes you've had, the wiser you become as you arrive the next time and the next time and the next time. This creates a pool of returning souls, many of whom are very experienced, some who are less experienced. It creates the old souls and light workers that Kryon speaks about, but there's actually more. There's also a new awakening happening where souls that are not quite as experienced are starting to learn faster. That's because of this new energy. We can see this within the numbers of people who are interested in these metaphysical things, like these programs that we're doing, that never were before. So, a few of the things you mentioned are a little different from what you stated first. There are millions of old souls, not just a few. But if you found your niche, by being here, actually, if you found your niche, for those here watching, these few, but there's a whole lot of more souls these days that are old. And the second thing that I'd like to tell you is that not everybody is an old soul. So we are here as way showers to those who are not old souls yet, to those around us. Ready? Including your family. The oldest souls are the most wise and have anticipated the shift we're in. I think for the first time in human history, there's an energy here of greater acceptance of what we teach and how we act. Even those who really would rather distance themselves from things that we teach spiritually still enjoy being around us, since they think we're a little more tolerant and kinder than most. I can't tell you the number of times we have heard from hotel management after a Kryon seminar or a tour. They told us that we were the kindest group of people that they'd ever experienced. It happens continuously all the time. And this is what is contagious with so many people these days. They like it. They understand that we don't expect them to be or do anything. We just love them. This attitude is not evangelical. We just want to spread love, understanding, kindness, without a doctrine or a membership or a master to worship. So one of your comments here is that I love. I'll quote you. Is every person on this planet also considered an old soul or light worker, and they just don't know it yet? Basically, yes. But now souls do not have to go through lifetime after lifetime for this old soul status. This is starting to change. They're starting to awaken to a grander truth while they're here because of us and have the same wisdom as a master. That's what differentiates the energy of 30 years ago compared to today. Many are starting to understand this grander truth. Your family won't look at you strangely forever. Just show them love, tolerance, and kindness, and eventually they won't care what you're into. They'll just silently understand that somehow you received wisdom and it fits you very well, and they'll love to be around you.
Great answer, Lee. And I want to do one more question. This question comes from Allegra, and Allegra's in Italy. When we stand in the circle of 12 and receive healing from the healing masters, can we ask for healing for someone else instead? Does it work in the same way? Every week, I have only been asking healing for my child instead of that for myself as I was standing in the amphitheatre, as that is my highest wish, that a miracle would heal my child's autoimmune disease.
Allegra, you are in the right place at the right time. The first most important thing I'm going to do right now is to address your child's autoimmune disease. Did you know that just a few weeks ago, we had a doctor who cured herself completely on this show, completely, of lupus, and has gone on to address how to do this with almost any autoimmune disease. She and her husband, another medical doctor, have come up with how to do it, and they don't sell it. They give the information away. It's a heartwarming, miraculous story, and the entire reason we do Healing Wednesdays. So listen up. Please go to your portal and find the replay of our show, November 2nd, 2022. It's not that long ago. The guest is Dr. Brooke Goldner. Dr. Brooke Goldner. That's November 2nd, 2 months ago. This could be the answer to your healing request in these Circle of 12 meditations, and the reason we selected your question. Number 2, never ask anyone to be healed instead of you, ever. Ask for them to be healed because of you. You know, this is programmed. This is almost like we're sacrificing ourselves. Let your healing be so complete that we also benefit from your energy of love and support, and they will also receive a healing. Allegra, I would not tell you this unless I had seen this exact same thing with my own eyes many times. I'd love to see 2 miracles here for you, Allegra, you and your child. We love you. Thank you.
I love that answer, that instead of having someone be healed instead of you, they be healed because of you. That, for me, shifts everything completely. And why not have 2 miracles instead of 1? In fact,